I'll show you the way. Oh, freak out. The freak says she. Freak out. All that pressure got you down. Has your head spinning all around. Feel the rhythm, chant the rhyme. Come on along and have a real good time. Like the days of stomping as a boy. Now we're free. Oh, what a joy. Just come on down to the fifth floor. Find a spot out on the floor. Oh, freak out. The freak says she. Freak out. Now freak. I say freak.
Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 576th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this is fought on a custom map, and that map is hosted by Brotherhood member Crypto. And of course our first Brotherhood member here is Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And the reason that's the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient. That's why so many people use that battle army build. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who's bought the Egyptian faction. Now Aurelius has got 5 Pharaoh spearmen, 1 axemen, 8 Pharaoh bowmen, 4 heavy chariots, and 2 chariot archers there. If you have a look at the upgrades on his Pharaoh spearman here, you'll see that he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack for his Pharaoh guards. So that's really good upgrades there. And if we look at his Pharaoh bowmen, and his Pharaoh bowmen are probably the best archers in the game, okay, and they do really good with just gold shield, gold attack. But if you look at the upgrades on his Pharaoh bowmen, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now as we said, these Pharaoh bowmen do great with just gold shield, gold attack. You put 2 experience stripes on them, and that kind of makes these guys super bowmen. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do during the course of the battle. He's got his chariots there. I say this is Aurelius's faction of choice. He always brings Egypt now whatever map we host on. He's very good with them. There you've got the heavy Egyptian chariots here, and remember these bring a big fear factor, got big attacking specifications there, but they don't run amok. Do you remember we've seen other battle videos where other factions chariots have run amok, and they become a menace to both friend and foe alike because they kill both friend and foe alike? But when these chariots rout, they just leave the battlefield like any other unit. Okay, so these guys don't run amok. Alright, so I think that's pretty good there to have chariots like that. You haven't got to worry about them churning on your friends or anything like that. You know, there's a heavy chariot there, say, with the big spikes in the wheels. And as I say, he's got 2 chariot archers as well. And I think these guys have got a driver and 2 archers on them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there you go. You got a lot of firepower from those chariot archers, and of course they can form a Canterbury circle, which makes them very difficult to kill for foot archers. So there you go, that is Aurelius's faction of choice. Egypt, he brings them on whatever map is hosted because he really likes using them, and he's got really good with them. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman has got 15 pikes and 5 cavalry. Okay, 15 pikes, 5 cavalry. You might notice he's got no archers. Okay, you might wonder why he's got no archers there. As you can see, no archer cover for his big 120 man units, and that's because our teammate Aurelius has bought 8. Okay, so Barclayman didn't feel he needed to bring any archers as Aurelius had bought 8. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought his very old Greek cities army of 15 Spartans and 5 of the cheap short-range archers. Okay, make no mistakes, very old army. As a lot of you know, I like bringing old armies to the modern-day battlefield. So we've got a lot of diversity in our team. I say we've got Crypto with Rome, we've got Aurelius with Egypt, we've got Barclayman with Macedon, and myself with Greek cities. This has got the potential to be a great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. But just before we look at the other team, just like to say there are some interesting army builds here amongst the other team's Roman armies. I think you'll find some of the army builds quite interesting. Okay, their first teammate is Brotherhood member Killer B. He's called himself Pono, but it is Brotherhood member Killer B. And he's got 13 infantry, 3 archers, and 4 cavalry. Now, just like to show you the upgrades on his infantry. Can you see his forward units have just got gold shield, gold attack? And if you look at his rear units, you will see that they are gold shield, gold attack, plus an experience stripe. Now remember, those experience stripes are really important. They really keep your troops fighting longer. And if you notice here, on top of the experience stripe, you've got an eagle unit for extra morale, plus he's got his infantry general. Okay, so he's got his infantry general plus an eagle unit, plus a lot of his units have got an experience stripe on. So that's a lot, a pretty good army, I think, there. Plus he's got 7 upgrades on his cavalry, so that's experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. I think, as I say, a lot of these Roman armies are custom built for this particular battle. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Uther. Now Uther has got 11 infantry, 3 archers, 5 heavy cavalry, and 1 fast moving missile cavalry unit. Okay, so 11 infantry, 3 arch, 5 cavalry, 1 light cavalry unit. Now if you notice here, he's got his 3 archers in close tight formation at the back of his infantry formation there for more impact and more damage. As I say, you don't see this unit bought very often, the auxiliary missile cavalry unit there. You don't see that bought very often there, fast moving unit. But let's have a crack on, but you put 2 experience stripes on, and that kind of makes them super cavalry. Okay, so that's a pretty interesting army there. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Demon. Okay, now Demon has got 12 infantry, 3 archers, and 5 cavalry. Okay, so we'll just have a look at the upgrades on his infantry there. You'll see that he's got mixed upgrades. He's got gold shield, gold attack on some of his infantry units. And if you look at the rear units, you'll see that he's got 7 upgrades on his infantry, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And as I say, remember that experience stripe really can make a difference to keeping your army fighting long. They keep fighting longer. Also, I noticed that he has also got an eagle unit there for extra morale, plus he's got an infantry general as well on top of the upgrades that he's put on his infantry. So there's a heck of a lot of morale going on here. As I say, I think there's a lot of custom Roman armies built specifically for this battle. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he has got 7 upgrades on his cavalry. So he's got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So that's a pretty good army, I think, of demons. As I say, all 3 armies so far have been custom built. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Conan, the co-founder of the Brotherhood, and he has also got a custom army, I think, that he's built for this particular battle. You'll see he's got 4 archers, 12 infantry, and 4 cavalry. Okay, now if we have a look at his cavalry to start off with, you'll see that these are Roman cavalry, not Praetorians. Okay, so these are still heavy cavalry, but they don't cost anywhere near as much as Praetorian cavalry, and that's because they're not as good, anywhere near as good as Praetorian cavalry, but they're still quite useful as heavy cavalry. Now, because he's bought this cavalry, that's telling me, I think, that he spent most of his money on his infantry. Okay, so we'll just have a quick look at his infantry upgrades. If you look at his forward units, you'll see that he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his forward units, but there's a massive surprise here. See those 6 units at the back of his battle formation? Let's just have a quick look at the upgrades on them. And oh my gosh, count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fully upgraded urban cohorts. Fully upgraded. The fully upgraded urban cohort, this gives them a massive 20 attack, 24 missile, and a huge 30 defense. Okay, a huge 30 defense. So these 6 units on the rear of Conan's battle formation are fully upgraded urban cohorts. Now my guess is he's going to hold them back. He'll want to hold them back till the end of the battle. He'll use the rest of his infantry during the course of the battle, but he'd like to hold those 6 maxed urban cohorts back to the end of the battle. So there you are. You've got all these Roman armies here, custom built here with big upgrades, especially on their infantry there, against Greek cities, Macedon. And we've got Greek cities on our team, Macedon, Egypt, and Rome. Okay, there. Do you think that either team, any team here, has got a faction advantage? Do you think that the 4 Roman specialist built armies have got a faction advantage? What do you think? Or do you think it's pretty even? Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you will see that Crypto is bringing his SPQR army further up our battle line from that left flank. Okay, he's moved his army up from the left flank there. He's probably got a tactical reason for doing that. Anyway, this is a very, very early stage. We've only just formed up here, so it's very, very early stage of the battle. You can see Aurelius has got his 8 Pharaoh Bowmen, elite Pharaoh Bowmen with 8 upgrades on each unit at the front there. And as I say, you can see Crypto bringing his SPQR army over to this flank now. Here, it looks like he's going to bring it over to this to the right flank here and set up maybe by the side of my Greek cities, or he may well set up in front of my Greek cities there. But as I say, it's very, very early stage of the battle here, and as I say, we can see our armies just setting up here. As I say, it's an unusual, very diverse set of factions here we've got in our team. So as I say, that I think that makes for even more interesting battle against 4 really good Roman generals who have built custom armies for this particular battle because of the factions they're going up against. Here you can see Uther's fast-moving missile cavalry unit here, Roman cavalry unit. You don't see this used that much. Auxilia. But you can see that Aurelius has brought his chariot archers over here to target that particular unit, and you can see them going to throw spears. It looks like Uther's decided to alt attack here and is going to attack Aurelius's chariots. Okay, but I've got a feeling here Aurelius is going to be a bit tactical here. Look, he's going to move his chariots away from that unit. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second. So I think he's going to move the chariots away from that Roman unit there to pull that Roman unit away from his allies. Okay, so I think he's going to pull that unit away from any reinforcements there. And I think when he's pulled them further away as what he wants, he'll just turn his units and alt attack. What do you think? Could be a good tactical move here by Aurelius here, as I say, let draw in that auxiliary unit away from his allies and turn an alt attack there against it. There you are. You can see he's alt attack now with his chariot. He's going to probably bring the other chariot unit in it as well, and bang, as that other chariot unit charges in, and there you go, just routed Uther's auxiliary unit there. Nice tactical move there by Aurelius to draw that unit away from its reinforcements and any help, and then turn his chariots onto it with an alt attack. Nice move there by Aurelius. Okay, so back over here on our right flank, as I say, you can see that Crypto's brought his SPQR army from all the way over on the left flank over here to the right flank. Okay, so he's brought his units over here, and I think there's going to be a bit of pilot exchange in here between him and Uther's Roman forward units there. As you can see, some pilots being thrown in there. Remember, those pilots are effective against armor and can do a heck of a lot of damage to forward units of the enemy team. So as I say, Crypto's bought his SPQR army right from the other flank here, but can you see the 3 enemy Roman armies seem to be converging to me onto Crypto's SPQR army there? Can you see what I mean? You can see the 2 enemy Julii armies plus the enemy Scipii army there. They all seem to me to be converging on poor old Crypto's army. Is that the impression that you got? And that could be a heck of a lot of pile of damage to his forward units before they even get into hand-to-hand fighting. Okay, but over here on our left flank and the enemy's right flank, you can see that Conan is moving his Julio army towards our Egyptian ally. Now remember, Conan got those 6 fully upgraded urban cohorts. Okay, it'll be interesting to see how he uses them during the course of the battle. I think he's going to hold them back as kind of a reserve force towards the end of the battle, but we'll see. As I say, at the moment here, the worrying part here is there's 3 enemy Roman armies. As I say, from what I can see here, look like they're going to converge onto Crypto's SBQR army. Okay, now those of you that watch our battle videos will know when I bring Greek cities, because I put my team at a cavalry disadvantage, I will be aggressive. Because I've got to try and make up for putting my team in a cavalry disadvantage. The only way to do that is to be aggressive. And that's what I'm going to look to do with my Greek cities. But I need to get the timing right here. As I say, Crypto's kind of like putting himself out as the bait, almost to attract those enemy Roman armies. And then when they get a little bit close, more closer like kind of thing, I will probably look to attack with my Greek cities there. Okay, you can see Crypto's got his cavalry out to our far right flank with a view of charging in there. Remember, this map is slightly slanted with a higher part of the map up on the right flank there. So his cavalry will have a slight downhill charge bonus coming in from that direction. Right, as you can see here, I'm moving my Spartans forward. Now, my guess is that if I attack, when I attack those Roman armies, they're going to just back off. Okay, so there you are. I've got my Spartan army there in this old-fashioned formation. If I attack Killer there, I think he's just going to move his army back as soon as I make contact with his forward units. My guess is that Uther may well move his army back as well. Okay, because they don't want to take Spartans on head-on if they can help it. But that's what I'm going to look to do. I'm going to look to probably hit Killer's army there. But as I say, I would expect him to move back. Meanwhile, over here on our left flank, you can see Conan moving his infantry forward here. He is definitely looking like he wants to target our Egyptian ally and maybe some units of our Macedonian ally there with his army. And don't forget, once again, to remind you that he's got 6 fully upgraded urban cohorts. He's got his archers and he's got his Roman cavalry there as well. And as I say, it looks to me like he's looking to target our Egyptian and some units of our Macedonian ally there. Okay, but here, as I say, as I know, as a lot of you will know, I want to be very aggressive with my Greek cities. Got to make up for giving my team a cavalry disadvantage here. As I say, look at Crypto moving forward very aggressively with his SBQR army. And here you can see I'm moving my Spartans forward. Now, as I say, my guess is that Killer's Julii army in front of my Spartans will back off. The moment I make contact with the forward units of his army there, I think he will back off, because that's a standard Roman approach I've noticed now when I attack with my Spartans, is that they will back off. There you go. Can you see straight away he doesn't want to take the Spartans on head on. No Roman general really does, unless they've got a tactical plan there. But if you notice there, he's moved his army back. I'm still going to push forward. If I get a chance, I will push forward into his units. And that's exactly what I'm doing there. Make no mistake though, I'm going to get showered by pilas as I'm moving forward, so I'm going to lose quite a few troops. But remember, Spartans have got 2 hit points, so they suffer less casualties from missiles than other units. But I'm still moving forward there. You can see that Crypto's moving his SBQR army forward as well to stay on my shoulder as I move forward here into Killer's Julii infantry. Now look, you can see Crypto's got his cavalry locked and loaded up there, but the enemy has spotted that. And if you notice, there's 2 lots of Julii cavalry there. You've got Killer's cavalry and you've got Uther's cavalry. So my guess is that Crypto will not attack with his SBQR cavalry now, because he can see he will be outnumbered by enemy cavalry. If you notice, my Greek city is still moving forward into those Julii units here. And I think Crypto's making a good decision. He's pulling his cavalry back, as I say, because he will be outnumbered there by enemy cavalry. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second. So as you can see here, I'm making inroads into the Roman army here. But what the Roman general would do would probably look to bring units around the flank to get in behind me, or attack the flank of my attacking Spartans. Okay, now my guess is here that Crypto will bring a couple of units over there to cover my flank and try and counter any flanking action there by the enemy team. But as you can see, there's a lot of cavalry there on our right flank. Okay, and as I say, we will be outnumbered by cavalry because I bought the Greek cities, and remember, Greek cities haven't got any decent cavalry, so as I say, by choosing them I have put my team at a cavalry disadvantage. Okay, meanwhile over on our left flank here you can see that Conan's moving forward with his Julii army. As I say, he will want to use those 6 fully upgraded urban cohorts more towards the end of the battle. I think he'll use his forward units as much as he can and try and keep those fully upgraded units for the end of the battle there. You can see that the enemy Scipii army there is facing some of our Macedon allies' pikes there. I see Barclayman is keeping some pike units back in reserve. But as I say, my Spartans are pushing forward, making inroads into the Julii army there. But as you can see, enemy units coming forward here. Now, what I'm thinking here is that Killer may well use those infantry units in coordination with his allies' cavalry at trying to take out Crypto's cavalry. Can you see what I mean? He's moved those 2 infantry units forward. Now Uther's going to move his cavalry forward there. So there's an infantry cavalry unbalanced if you like there, against Crypto's cavalry, only cavalry there, okay? Now my guess is that Uther's cavalry here are going to probably chase off my cheap archers. That's what I think they're going to do. If we can just get his cavalry away from the battlefield for a while, that might be a good advantage for us. Here you can see Crypto charging his cavalry in there, and bang, as Crypto's cavalry smashes in to that those 2 Julii units. I think Crypto's got a couple of infantry units in there as well, as we saw earlier. So that was a nice lightning hit there by Crypto with his cavalry there, smashed into those 2 Julii units. You can see that Killer's going to counterattack with his cavalry. But meanwhile, can you see Uther here is using his cavalry to chase down my cheap archers. So that's okay. Keep him away from the main part of the battlefield here. Let him chase down my cheap archers there. Might give us time to try and do a bit more damage to his teammate there. But as I say, you can see Killer looking to counterattack. Meanwhile, over here on the left flank, you can see that Barclayman moves some of his pike units forward there. And as I say, he's trying to help our Egyptian ally here, because remember, the Egyptian infantry, even with those upgrades on, aren't great on the 31k battlefield. So Barclayman will be helping there with some pike units. But as I say, you can see Killer here looking to charge his cavalry units in to Crypto's SBQ cavalry. Bang! As he smashes in there. And you can see Crypto pulling his cavalry back now at the moment. And as I say, you can see Demon bringing some of his Scipii cavalry into the fray. Right, you can see Crypto counter-attacking with his SBQ cavalry, and bang! As he smashes into that into those Julii units there. You can see my Greek city is still moving forward into the Julii units, but can you see Demon's Scipii cavalry going to be brought into the fray, and bang! As he smashes into the flank of Crypto's SBQR cavalry. Now you can see Uther's cavalry returning to the fray, and bang! As they smash in to the rear of Crypto's SBQ infantry. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. Okay, so you can see a heck of a lot of Crypto's infantry and cavalry here are being sandwiched by enemy Scipii cavalry, Julii cavalry and infantry, and more Julii cavalry coming in behind here. Poor old Crypto's infantry is being smashed from 3, maybe even 4 directions there. And as you can see, his generals routed, and a lot of his units are being routed here by a concerted enemy cavalry and infantry smash there. You can see Barclayman trying to bring reinforcements over to help Crypto, but as it stands at the moment, he looks like he's losing a lot of units. Right, I've changed the trajectory of my charge now. I am now moving to left here, moving against Uther's infantry now. So I've taken out a lot of Killer's infantry. I'm now moving towards Uther's infantry. Okay, right. Really bad news for us here. Can you see something really bad for our team here? A massive gap in our battle line between Barclayman and Crypto's infantry there. Look at that gap. Now all that enemy infantry could pour through that gap and either go round to the left here to attack the rear of the Macedonian units. If all that infantry pours through, they can either go left to attack the Macedonian units there, or they could go the other way, go right, and attack the rear of our engaged units there. So that's a massive gap in our battle line there, and that could be extremely costly here. That's something that you don't like to see in your battle line, is a gap, because a good enemy team will exploit that and pour troops, infantry and cavalry through that gap. But the bad news for us at the moment is that Crypto's army here is getting smashed by all that enemy cavalry plus infantry being thrown in there, and bang! As they smash in there. Oh my gosh, look at how many units Crypto has now lost from that massive cavalry mostly cavalry hit there from the enemy team. That is some kind of powerful cavalry charge there. I think there was Uthers, Killers and Demons cavalry there, all smashed into Crypto there from all different directions, causing him massive casualties. You can see the Julii cavalry moving off now, and you've got the Scipii cavalry there as well. As I say, I'm changing trajectory here, moving my infantry down towards Uther's infantry, but all that cavalry there could be locked and loaded, ready to smash into the rear of my engaged Spartans. Hoping to maybe cause a mass rout if they smash into the rear of my units there. As I say, you can see my units now moving forward. Right, there comes that Julii cavalry. Going to smash into the rear of my engaged units. Get ready for this, and bang! As they smash in there, straight into the rear of my engaged Greek city units. But I did see that coming, if I remember, and I tried to turn a couple of units to take the impact out of that cavalry going into the rear of my battle formation there. So I may well have just managed to change the direction of those spearmen to face that cavalry. Look at all the dead cavalry there around those Spartan units. So it looks to me like, yeah, we managed to change the spearmen around there. But look now, can you see? So as I say, I've fought most of Killer's army. I am now fighting Uther's army as well, still pouring in towards Uther's army. You can see that Crypto's bought what he got left of his SBQR infantry to attack Uther there, so we're sandwiching in my Greek cities, slowly moving forward, and Crypto there with his SBQR troops. But if you notice here, Demon has exploited that massive hole in our battle line now, and is now bringing his Scipii infantry in to attack the rear of Crypto's troops. Okay, as I say, that was a massive hole in our battle line there, and now those Scipii infantry are going to charge into the rear of Crypto's engaged troops. I'm trying to fight through to him here, but I don't know if I'm going to be in time. You can see that Barclayman's got his pike units here, engaging some Julii units. You got all those cavalry there, and don't forget, I'm being shot in the rear by archers there, point blank archer fire straight into the rear of my engaged Spartans. Okay, and meanwhile over on our left flank here, you can see that Conan is using his Julii infantry very well here in attacking our allies, Egyptian and Macedonian units, and he's using his cavalry extremely well as well. As I say, my guess is he will not want to really use those maxed urban cohort units until towards the end of the battle. That's what I think the tactical move will be from Conan, but he'll have to use them obviously fighting our Egyptian Macedonian ally over there, but my guess is he will only use them as a last resort. Right, now you can see here that the enemy Scipii infantry are now charging into our SBQR ally. You can see Scipii cavalry charging into the rear of our Macedonian allies, pikemen there, but my spearmen still moving forward. I'm trying to link up with Crypto's SBQR troops before he smash. See that Julii cavalry going in there, and bang, and it smashes in there. Oh my gosh, and you got Scipii cavalry charging in there as well, and it looks to me like the last of Crypto's SBQR infantry are going to be taken out there. You can see there, I was trying to fight through the Crypto's infantry as fast as I could, but as we know, pike and spear armies, they can really be powerful, but they're very slow. I couldn't get through to them in time, so that's unfortunate. Now I think that, as I say, the vast majority of Crypto's infantry and cavalry have now been taken out. If you notice now, I'm moving forward. As I say, I've fought Killer's army, I've fought Uther's infantry, and now I'm up against Demon's fresh infantry here. Now my units have been battle depleted. I've got fire arrows shooting into the rear of me, and I'm now coming up against fresh enemy Scipii infantry. Okay, so that's not good news for me. If you notice here, can you see that Demon's pulling his Scipii infantry back? That's even worse news for me. I think my general's just been taken out. But if you notice here, Demon was pulling his Scipii cavalry back. Okay, so over here on our left flank, you can see Conan is doing really well with his infantry and cavalry here. And you've got Uther's cavalry there. If he smashes into the rear of those Egyptian spearmen there, it could be mass rout, and bang, as they charge in there. And it looks to me like most of the Egyptian infantry here have now been taken out. Right, all of them have been taken out. Okay, so just to let you know here that our left flank, after a fierce battle, has now been broken, And all these enemy Julii troops, including those 6 fully upgraded urban cohorts, can now charge over to the other part of the battlefield and maybe smash into the rear of my Greek cities, or charge into my Greek city units there with pretty fresh, intact units. Okay, so that's looking pretty poor for us there, I think. Here you can see, let's say I'm pushing forward into the Scipii units there. You've got Uther's rallied some of his infantry there to charge into the rear. I've got more Scipii infantry moving in here. You might notice here that the Scipii infantry move back, so I've upped spears and ran my Spartans into those Scipii units there, trying to not to let them move back any further. Up spears. As soon as I make contact with him, put my spears down and then push into those Scipii troops. Okay, but as I say, I've fought Killer's infantry, I've fought Uther's infantry, and now I'm fighting fresh Scipii infantry. Here you can see Uther with his rallied infantry coming in here from behind, going to attack my Greek cities. You can see Barclayman with his Macedonian units that he's got left, still trying to help as much as he can. But I think all of our Egyptian allies, archers and infantry, have been taken out. And as you see, I've got fire arrows shooting into the rear of my engaged troops here, and as I say, I'm still pushing forward. Can you see I'm still pushing forward my Greek cities into that enemy Scipii infantry, still trying to do this. Right, can you see Aurelius's Egyptian chariots coming into the fray here? Get ready for this, and bang, as they smash in there straight into the rear of those engaged Scipii troops. Could that have been a battle winning chariot charge there? That could well have been there, but now you can see that Conan's bringing his cavalry and infantry over here. I think Conan's been resting his infantry and cavalry since he's broken our left flank. So not only is he bringing fully upgraded urban cohorts across here, but they're fresh as well, or warmed up, my guess is here. As I say, I've got volumes of enemy arrows, fire arrows shooting into me as well. I'm still moving forward. Can you see I'm still trying to attack those Scipii troops there in front of me? But I got enemy Julii troops coming in behind, attacking me as well. And as I say, I can see Conan's fresh, intact, basically intact infantry coming towards me as well. And there you can see our Macedonian ally trying to use his cavalry the best he can. But now you can see Conan bringing his fresh, pretty well intact army into us now, into my Greek cities there. You can see them charging in, and as I say, my guess is, I'm only guessing this, but I reckon that he's still got mostly intact those fully upgraded urban cohort units. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. So you can see here Conan's units are just warmed up or fresh there. Okay, his units are warmed up or fresh, and he's charging in. Maybe winded a couple of them, but he's charging those units into my Greek cities. Now remember, he's got 6 fully upgraded urban cohorts with a 20 attack and a massive 30 defense, charging into my battle depleted infantry. I've got Scipii infantry charging in. I've got Julii infantry charging in from the rear as well. So basically my Greek cities are now surrounded by enemy troops, but the main threat, I think, is Conan's troops there. That I noticed he rested them before he brought them in, and he's got pretty well intact units there, including those fully upgraded units, really pushing in there. So as I say, things not looking very good for my Greek cities. It wouldn't surprise me if we start to see some of my units starting to rout now. Yep, you can see some of my Greek cities units starting to crack under the pressure there. You can see Conan charging his cavalry there into our Egyptian ally. You can see our Egyptian ally there has rallied some of his, I think, archer units there, maybe a couple of spear units he's trying to bring into the rear of those enemy Julii troops. But I say, just look at the sheer numbers of those Julii troops. You can see Conan surging forward with his infantry. Did you see how he surged forward with his infantry there into my Greek city units? He knows that he's got, as I say, those fully upgraded urban cohorts there will be pushing in onto my Greek cities there. And as you can see, my Greek cities are basically surrounded now by Scipii and Julii infantry, all pushing in. You can see here a Barclayman trying to charge his cavalry into the rear. Bang! As he charges into the rear of those enemy Julii troops. But you can see a lot of my units starting to rout now under the pressure now. You can see completely surrounded. All those well upgraded units. Remember, the enemy team built those Roman armies, I think, specifically custom wise for this particular battle, and you can see now that most of their infantry have really good upgrades in, and that's I think shown here as they're pushing in on my Greek cities. And there you go, that's all my units have now been taken out. So well done to the enemy team, well played there. Let's just pause the game for a second here. Have a look at the battlefield here. Over on our left flank here, where our Egyptian ally, backed up by our Macedonian ally, did the best they could on this left flank. But I think Conan's archers and his infantry and those cavalry really did well over here on the left flank against, as I say, elements of Macedon and our Egyptian ally. As we move up the battle line here, you can see where the battle was most intense here by the piles of dead here. As I say, my Spartans started off over on that right flank and have fought all the way down through here. I started off fighting Killer's army, then Uther's army, then Demon's army, and then finally Conan's army there. As I say, with those fully upgraded urban cohorts. So as I say, if you just look at the intensity of the battlefield here by just the piles of dead here, look at that. That looks like some kind of map. I think that's where Crypto's army was caught by all those enemy troops smashing in on him there. That's a massive kill zone there, if you like. So as I say, I think it's just a few of Aurelius' Egyptian units that are left now. But I think he did quite well there with Egypt during the course of the battle. Let's say Egypt is Aurelius' faction of choice. Let's just triple speed it up there. My guess is that yeah, he's just admitted defeat there. So
This is a dark day. Even the staunchest efforts of our soldiers.
And that will be the end of the battle there. So first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. Really well played, guys. Great battle there. Really well done. Average defeat, I was surprised at that. I thought it would have been a close defeat there. We must have just scraped into the average defeat there, so really well done. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Conan, the co-founder of the Brotherhood. 1,738 kills. Really well done to him. I thought when I saw the Macedonian units he was killing and how he killed most of the Egyptian faction as well, that he would get good kills there, so really well done to Conan. So well done to Brotherhood member Killer, 1,395 kills, great kills there, Killer, well done. Well done to Brotherhood member Uther, really good kills there, Uther, really well played. Well done to Demon there, good kills too. And as I say, the co-founder of the Brotherhood, Conan, with the highest kills in the game. So really well played, guys, great victory and well-deserved victory. That old Greek cities army of mine, 1,672, didn't do too badly. There. Well done to Crypto. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to do there, but he was hit by that massive cavalry and infantry charge, and he was really a great supporting player there. Well done to Aurelius. Got some great kills with Egypt once again, doing really well. And well done to Barclay Man there. Got some good kills with Macedon. So really well played, guys. I thought everybody played well in this game. Just say really well done. Quick look at the statistics of my Spartans. I don't think they did particularly well. No, not very good there, I didn't think. Some of the kills were okay, but in general, not brilliant. And of course, the archers got killed off quite quickly at the beginning of the battle there. So just to say, really well played to everybody in the game again. And I must say, I do like the diversity of this that was in our team. You know, with Greek cities, Rome, Egypt, and Macedon there. I thought we did quite well against 4 really good Roman armies. It's Spartan Commanders. I hope you enjoyed the battle. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.